My name is Charles Osuji. I'm originally from Nigeria. I immigrated to Canada in 2011.
I was raised in the metropolis of Grantham, which when I lived there was about 300 people. It's in southern Alberta.
I met Jim on April 12, 2013. I will never forget that day. One of those meetings that changed your life for good.
I had to take him because I promised him an interview, but I didn't think really there was too much chance. I'd already made the decision. I
come from a very large family. We're 8 siblings. And I'm the 7th. I'll always tell people that I was a community project in the sense that I had a lot of big brothers and big sisters that were ready to assist.
To put myself through school in working in construction and in the oil patch.
From a very early age, I was introduced to a life of focus, a life of hard work.
I was a principal in a small school up in the county of Grand Prairie. I took some vocational aptitude test or something, and the silly buggers suggested I go into law, and I thought, yeah, that'd be all right.
So when I first landed, all I wanted to be was a lawyer, because that was the culmination of my training in Nigeria.
One thing that struck me too is that Charles, as I did, if he couldn't get a job doing this, he'd get a job doing that.
My focus was on requalifying and being a lawyer here in Canada. But then I was scared of the possibility of doing that because I didn't have any professional network. I got introduced to CRIAC and I met with my mentor, Bruce Randall, and Bruce was able to lead me properly and introduce me to a lot of folks in the industry.
As the interview went on, I realized that come hell or high water, I wanted him.
What struck me about him was his humility. This is someone that has practiced for over 3 decades.
I think most of us have a desire to make the world a little better place in some way, however small, and I've always hated bullies, and sometimes I'd seen examples of bullying occur, and I don't like it.
Jim has shown to me that you need to be a good person first before you can be a good lawyer. And this is why Jim has been able to sustain his practice for over 37 years because of virtues such as kind-heartedness, competency, and compassion.
Charles was head and shoulders above many other articling students.
When we discuss client files and all of that, Jim would want to know what I thought. Jim wanted to hear my opinion.
He will often quote the rule and the cases to me. I've come to rely on him a great deal.
And I told Jim that I wanted to stick, I wanted to be in this office. I wanted to help him grow his firm.
With Charles, there was only one time I remember that I ever had to criticize him somewhat sharply. There was never, ever another time, and since that time there's been lots of times he's had occasion to criticize me sharply.
I started renovating the exterior of the firm, I started renovating the interior, and I started rebranding the firm to get the firm to where it was meant to be.
Said, I'd like to buy out when you retire, and I thought that was a great idea.
On August 31st, 2017, we signed off on the documents, and I took over from him. When I interviewed with Jim, Jim didn't know, wasn't sure about my law school, wasn't sure about my grades, wasn't sure about my story, but he gave me a shot.
I've talked to other lawyers of my ilk and age who haven't been able to find anyone to take over their practices and know that their clients will be in good hands. My clients are in very good hands with Charles.
That sense of loyalty is the major driver of our partnership.
I say to Charles, I wish I'd have met him 20 years ago. I've told him he will do very well in law, and I don't think I'm wrong there at all.